Hello everyone, how are you? Today I am going to share a other kind of designs. Like you may have learned to make some designs like this from watching tutorials and following some other mentors, and you may think that you know everything about t-shirt designs, and that is a mistake someone is almost everyone is doing who is trying to learn from watching my tutorials. These are just one kind of designs. These are called vector designs. So if you are trying to work for clients like in Fiverr and Upwork, you need to know a lot about the design categories. Like this is not the only category of t-shirt designs you will have to design for your clients. Like something yesterday I was talking with my one of my clients. He is new to me and he was asking for a Synthwave red to t-shirts, something like this. Now this may seems very regular, like we have done too many designs like this, but this one is going to be a different. This is not just this vintage look, it will be like this neon glow effect. So it will take a lot more work to do, or it will take a lot more knowledge about the illustrator. You need to know some advanced level tools for this tutorial or for this design. That means you have to keep in mind that t-shirt design is not a small category. There is a huge kind of styles in this category you have to work with, so you don't know what your client will ask. So just before going to marketplace, give yourself some time and try to learn something that will be helpful for you in future. So the design I am planning to make is, I will keep this sun here, but I will replace these trees with like this one here. This is a this is New York City silhouette, and this is the Statue of Liberty. So I am going to use them instead of this trees here, and I will make this like this synthwave designs neon glow effect here. So I have picked some color from that image here. First of all, I need to add those in my swatches, like group, create new group. Okay, now you can see those colors are now in my swatch panel. I can just simply work with them. Now for this kind of effect, first of all I need to make a area means something like this. Yeah, this is the this black rectangle will be my will be the full area of my design. So I am just going to cut it and paste it back. Then it is in the lowest layer of my design. I am just going to lock it. Now everything I will do here will be on this rectangle. So for this one here, first of all I need to make a baseline. Like they made a baseline here and then started the sun from there, but I want to keep it a little bit higher, not exactly like them. So I'm just going to take my rectangle tool here and just making it from the center of that my reference black rectangle. Now I am going to take this and I am going to apply some gradient here. If I click here, my gradient is now activated. I have to choose some color, like some very deep kind of color, and then for this one here, this one is here black. Okay, now linear should be radial gradient. Now I need to really make this bigger in size, so that something like this. I'm just going to make a perspective here. Okay, this is okay for now. I will fix that later. And for that, this grid kind of design here, I am going to use my rectangle grid tool. If I select this and click here, I can select the numbers here, like I want 10 horizontal dividers and 10 vertical dividers. 10 is okay for me, or maybe I can make it a bit bigger, not 20, should be 50. Now if I click OK, I have a grid here. You can see this is the grid, but there is no fill and stroke, so I can just simply put a fill here. I am going to take this hot pink. Okay, that is now my grid here. Now for this design here, that stroke is too much, so I am going to reduce that something kind of. Okay, let's keep it 3 point. We will change that later. Now here I need to make it looks like it is going from my side to the distance. That means I have to fix that perspective here. I have to press E in my keyboard. Just press E, you will get this options here. Now you can see here is the perspective disorder option. If I click here, and now if I let me first make it a bit smaller. If I click any angle here and I change this like this, okay, maybe not like that. I have to make it a bit bigger, like it should cover the whole area of my main reference black rectangle. Now if I click E here, and then if I choose the distort option, you can see maybe this is okay for now. Okay, now for this rectangle here, I just need to make it a bit bigger, something like this. Okay, I need to keep this rectangle here and my grid to same line area, and I am going to cover this line areas. So for that one, here you can see here is a glowing effect. We can see I'm just going to make something similar there. So I'm going to take a ellipse here. As you can see, there is this gradient already applied, but I want to change it here. So I need to pick some colors like this. Yeah, this one is good. And of course for this part here, that same color, but I am going to change this ends opacity to 0%. That means I am getting a transparent kind of gradient, and that is radial, so that's okay. Now I just need to place it somewhere like this, and then I need to make it really bigger, and that bigger means kind of this. Okay, so main point of making this grid is just making these edge areas disappear. I don't want that to be visible, so I am going to make a copy and paste in front. That will give it a more kind of disappearing look, but I am going to reduce the opacity here a bit of my second rectangle that I pasted in front. Yeah, that much is good, I think. Now for the sun here, I just need to make a sun like this, something similar. So I am going to take a ellipse here. Let's make it a fill color, something like this, or we can apply a gradient here. Just for this part, I am going to take kind of this white yellow, and now here I am going to take this red, or maybe that pink we used before. But as I have turned this opacity 0%, I have to make it 100% now. But I want to make it a linear gradient, not a radial this time, something like this. Or maybe I can make this part's opacity 0% again. That will give me a faded kind of look. Maybe that's okay. Now I just need to adjust their positions, something like this. Okay, for this one here, I am not going to make that too much bigger. as I just want to keep everything inside my designs. So I'm going to take my this city silhouette here, cut and paste in front, and maybe okay, now I should make it a bit higher, or I can make it smaller. Yeah, that is good. Now I just simply and for that kind of effect I'm just going to simply draw some rectangles here, making that black. If I copy that on there and then in a smaller distance, and now I am selecting everything, I mean these lines and that sun, I'm going to make it minus front, and that's how I get that kind of look. Not that exact same look, but okay, I have to adjust a bit here, like I can just simply put it somewhere like this, then it will flow good. Okay, I'm selecting that and expanding. You can see this is now cut it out. So I want my this Statue of Liberty here, I'm going to place it somewhere like this, but in front. Yeah, something like this, maybe a bit smaller. Okay, for this one here, this city, I am going to make it smaller. That means I want that statue to be in my focus point. Maybe this one a bit bigger here, something like this. And I just want to make my these two ellipse, cut and paste in front. I just want to fill this area, like I can make it a bit. I don't want that to be that much wider. Yeah, that is good. That is good. Now I just need to blend my sky like this, background here in black. I just want to blend that, and for that one of course I need to make a rectangle, something like this. I'm going to apply some kind of sky kind of color there, but in different. Okay, I need to make another point here, then this one here, but not in radial. It should be a linear gradient. And if I take my gradient tool, I'm just simply dragging that so that it should blend with my this pink here. Something like this is good for me. Now I am going to cut this and paste in back of everything. Now that goes even beyond my locked layer, so I just need to bring that up a bit, something like this. Okay, so this is now my design, and I just want to, okay, maybe I need some more space on the upper part. something like this maybe, and then I can simply drag it kind of here. Okay, so this is my design here. Okay, as you can see, these are actually fire, so I am going to make that, sorry for that, I am just going to make that fire in some fiery color, some fire kind of colors. So for that one I need to make a portion here, like I can make this to in a black color, then I can change that color to fire colors, like something this. Okay, that is now okay for me, but I just want to make some, okay, not like that, maybe I can just simply put a rectangle like this, and the opacity should be very low, and that is because I just don't want this to be a solid cutout black. I just want some kind of effect in front of that graphics, so I'm just going to match it here, something like this. Okay, that is good for now. And now maybe for this one here, okay, as if we take a look here, there is some kind of texture here, you can see. I can simply make that, or I can replace that. So I am going to replace that with some colors, some stars kind of things there. So I am going to make some stars here. So let's just make a star, fill that with black, then maybe make some other kind of stars. Something like this, but I want this to be a longer looking stars, like some sparkling stars, like, okay, that is good for me. Okay, that's okay, make it a group. Now for this one here, and of course I can make some other kind of shapes. These shapes I used in my another design, you can see, just to making a group. Now everything here should be in white, or maybe not in white, just a bit darker kind of shapes. Now these should be really very small for my this area, so I am going to make them really small here. And this one I just want to keep it a bit bigger than my other shapes. I'm just going to make some maybe a bit bigger for this one here, or maybe I can use my ellipse here in a stroke mode. Okay, this is okay for me now. Now just selecting them, making a group, Now I'm going to now make a custom brush with this. Go to brush, click this new brush button here, and then I can just make something like a scatter brush. A scatter brush will be good for me. For now, this one here I just need to change some value, like this size should be random. Everything here should be random, and why that we will see that in a few moments. So let's come to our design here, and if we take our brush and select this brush here, and if we draw something like this, but this is even being bigger for my design, so I'm going to selecting that. Okay, okay, I think this is being a bit bigger for my designs here. I'm just doing undo for that, and now I'm just going to make something like symbols. If I turn this symbol on, click new here, new symbol, and there I will find this symbol here. So if I now I just need to make that in a separate layer, so I'm going to take a new layer, and here I am going to use my symbol sprayer, as you can see. But they're not that much bigger in a something kind of this. Okay, let's just not make it that way. It is taking a too much time for this tutorial. I just wanted to make a simple one, so I'm just going to use a grass texture here like they did there. So sorry for that wasting time. I was just trying to make a brush and then show it, but it will take some more time, and this tutorial is already 20 minutes up, so I'm just going to simply use a texture here, and for that one I just need to cut it first, because that was in front of my design. So now I am clicking on my this background, and that should be the texture effect here. So I am going to expand this layer here so that I can see where that rectangle is. So this is the rectangle. Now if I click that paste in front, that means the shape that I cut it from this here, that is now pasted in front, but I can see here is my rectangle. So simply I can select this one, and then just I can bring some my this texture here. Just going to use my transparency, paste, as you can see here we applied some texture look here. Okay, now my design is almost ready. I just need to kind of cut this one, and then I'm going to select my that city group, not that one. Yeah, these groups I'm going to make their opposite a bit down, just to blending them with my background here. Now I'm going to paste in front that texture here. Now taking my rectangle tool, if I make a rectangle here, something kind of this, but it should be blank, or it should not blank or color doesn't matter. I am just going to selecting them, now making a clipping mask. You can see we have made a design similar to that one. Okay, if we just put a black background there, it should look something very similar to this one, this background they created here, but I just don't wanted to make an exact same, so that's why I changed the color there. As you can see, this is now my final design. Okay, I know this is not a regular t-shirt designs, and this will not, maybe this will not help anyone, I know that, but yeah, you should know, or you should understand that what kind of design work you should get, or what can your client order. Not that every time you will get a perfect t-shirt design to do, you can get anything as an order, because most of the people who are making order to it, they just don't know about graphics, or they just don't know about designs like we designers do. So they don't know which kind of design is, like this is called a retro vibe or retro poster designs, but someone want to put this in a t-shirt. So if you are a t-shirt designer, you must know how to design this kind of works. Or maybe I can just make some changes here. I always double check my designs when I'm working. Just this group here, if I make a copy this part, and then make another copy here, just to fill these side areas, maybe not that much higher, something like this, but in a smaller size, as because the things is going in distance should be in a smaller size, that's why. Okay, that is my final design. Now this is ready. I hope you enjoyed this or maybe not, but yeah, it should be done. Thank you everyone, have a great time, see you in the next video.